can start. And good to see you with a camera, Angelo. You were
One from the office.
yeah, you're part of the of this huge cyber thing that is going on right now, or is it?
Well, I'm very happy to say that we are actually customers of CrowdStrike, but my division handles only Linux machines, so
Mm.
I'm very lucky.
Amazing, amazing. Good for you. Um, okay, so in the last episode, we watched as Eliath was blinded by the malicious attack. You turned yourself invisible and basically started this crazy rumor about a 10 feet tall black robe wizard with wings, etc. You know, hurling spells at the audience. But you managed to basically get away from the two people, the two thugs that were sent to, you know, persuade, let's call it this way, the judges that they should operate or decide or, you know, make a decision in the trial if and when they are summoned according to the vigilance, you know, way. So you met with your friends and you headed to the third judge. House, his name is Elias Thorne. No relation to Elias Lorne.
No.
And you guys found out that actually he's the one that you can trust. You had this really elaborate scheme of posing as the Watcher and convincing the militia dudes that the judge has been, you know, taken care of. And in the end, you told him that not only he will be probably summoned to manage the trial, you also wanted him to wield the sword and hell swords, as he does that in order to kind of cleanse it and seal the ritual. But before that, you needed to take care of at least 3 undead in order to kind of you know, get all the components, let's call it this way, of the swords turn into the light. You've heard about not heard, but Eliath grabbed a sending stone from one of the corrupt judges, and you managed to link it to its pair, which is located somewhere north of Beridusk, and you decided to travel there to see what's going on, and you found a village that is kind of bleak, gray landscape. People do work on the roofs and tend to the fields, but everybody kind of move mechanically, sort of. And the old woman who came to greet you, she is it seems like she's suffering from some sort of a disease very similar to the one you saw, like the same marks that you saw on the Wyvern that you and the druid fought a couple of weeks back. And I think this is where we stopped last time. I mean, she approached you, you asked like who goes there, and then all the people in the village kind of turned to you. And that's where we stopped. Am I missing something?
Oh.
I don't think so. How many days did we have? What?
Yeah, Mel.
Yes, you want to say something?
Yes, I wanted to, for the record, because I didn't realize it when we stopped last time, but we had a long rest. So I changed the cantrip and put the mending cantrip instead of the shocking grasp, because I don't have the owl anymore, I have the cat. So with the mending cantrip, I mend the broken syringe. I just wanted to give this for the record.
Awesome.
So you're armed with a syringe.
What's this? I wonder. Oh yeah, let's try that. Try it out. Well, maybe later.
Okay, good. So yes, what do you want to do?
How close is this old lady to us?
Not very close. So you kind of approach the outskirt of the of the village. She just saw you. Probably her farm is the closest, and she kind of trotted your way. So you can decide. If
You mentioned that the whole village turned their faces towards us.
yes,
So have they all stopped doing what they were doing mechanically? They are all fixated on us now.
yes.
Okay.
All the attention's on us. How awesome!
Are they like running or are they just looking?
They just kind of stand there looking at you, speaking
Hi,
with a
everybody.
And do they seem to be alive or just infected with this weird disease thing?
So it's hard to see from where you stand, but they all seem to be, as I said, dressed in tatters. The houses are not very well tended, even though some of them are working in tending them, like the roofs, etc. The fields are gray and not really yielding anything, even though people are still plowing. So it's kind of a weird scene. And Mal's jovial "Hi everyone" is kind of very it contrasts very, I don't know, or very contrast given their attitude and the how things look from where you are right now.
Enhal, can you detect if they are like undead or like demonically possessed or something like that?
If we approach them more, yes, I can.
Well, the old lady is right over there.
Well, is it undead? I tap the divine sense on.
So not yet, but very close to. So you can definitely see the signs of whatever is taking hold of her, and it is infused with necrotic energy. So if she's not dead or undead now, she will be very soon.
Does this remind us of something like a fungus myconitis, maybe, or something like that?
It reminds you of the material that was fused into the Wyvern flesh that you fought not a while ago.
Guys,
Nice lady.
it looks like the same thing that took this wyvern. I believe the druids can heal it if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
Oh,
Is there like a cave near this town? There wasn't there like a mine or something?
There was a mine. So the town is kind of surrounding a very low hill. On top of the hill, there is some ruined mansion, but really ruined. I mean, collapsed walls, etc. It's not habitable. And underneath it, there's an opening for the mine. There's a small rail that comes out of it, and two unlit torches that are mounted at the two sides of the opening. But no one is kind of going in or coming out.
you want to check it out?
Well,
Let's
yeah, the
approach them.
Wyvern was infected in a cave.
I can send in my cat.
Yes. Are the villagers doing anything other than just staring at us?
Not right now. And the woman is standing and just looking at you with endless patience.
We see no anger like the wyvern, no aggressiveness out of nothing.
Nope.
Okay, so I believe the good course of action here is to try and find the source of this thing before it turns all those people to dead or even worse, undead.
Yes.
Perhaps we can ask her to take us to her leader.
Does she look sentient to you right now?
Maybe I'm not sure yet.
And
we should try
maybe
to
the
talk to her.
leader is all of them, like they're all connected.
Hive mind.
Probably. Hey, old lady, your face doesn't look so good. What happened?
She looks at you and says, "You are trespassing on the land of Morvath. You are not welcome here."
Oh, thanks for pointing that out. What was the name again?
Morvath. I'll put it in the channel.
Maybe we could speak to Morweth about this. Maybe he, it, she could make us welcome.
She repeats, "You are not welcome here. Be gone."
Yeah, I got it. All right, see you later. I guess we're not welcome here. So let's...
Can we reach the cave without them
The
seeing
people,
us?
after she says that, she continues to kind of stare at you, but then the people turn their heads and continue with their manual labor, like patching a roof there, still plowing a field here, pumping water out of a well that doesn't seem to have any water.
Do I see a good path to sneak through the town from this way?
So as I said, the farms and buildings kind of surround the hill, so it would be a little bit hard to simply sneak in. Definitely in midday, and when all of them are aware that you're here, and when with this woman kind of eyeing you.
Yeah.
So no clear path or easy way.
Is there a place nearby, like a hill nearby, where we could like camp out for a bit and observe the town from a distance?
Sure.
And have like good visibility.
Yeah.
Let's since we're not welcome here, let's just go. Bye, lady. We didn't mean to disturb you.
Bye
Come
bye.
on, guys. Go.
She turns and trots back to the village as you kind of pretend to leave.
Yeah, and as soon as we're just like a little bit away, since he can't overhear us anymore, like let's go up to that hill over there and just observe the town for a bit, see what goes on here, if we can figure something out just by looking from a distance.
Gotcha.
And if we can't, then at some point we might see an opportunity to sneak in.
Mm-hmm.
We should maybe also check the mine and maybe also that well. Maybe there's something that infected the well.
Okay. I think scouting it out with familiars would be a good idea too.
A spider and a cat.
That's right.
Okay, you manage to find a nearby hill that is covered with a couple of pines. You camp there, make your place comfortable enough, and you can watch the city or the town from a little bit above. You can not really get a good look of the mine opening, but you can definitely get a grasp of the, let's say, I don't know, 3/4 of the village. So as I said earlier, a lot of people that are working, but they're working like in a futile manner. It's not helping anything. What you do recognize after a couple of, just an hour or so of just observing the place is that there are no kids around. It's mostly women and men that are a little bit older. Yeah, as I said, just moving around quite mechanically.
Well, do their movements form a specific pattern? Can we detect maybe a way that we can pass through them and not interfere with their routine?
It's a good question. After observing something like for a little bit more than an hour or so, you definitely recognize that they are following some sort of a pattern, as if someone told them, you're you need to fetch water from the well, you need to fix the roof, you need to attend the field, and then they just on repeat. So the person that goes to the well kind of pump it with with no water coming in, but pretending to fill the buckets, and then they go pour them again, no water, and then gets back, pump it again. So yes, they're all on some sort of a repeat.
Can we sneak the familiars into the cave?
You believe so. You don't think that a cat or like a cat spider riding a cat would be that I don't know.
Spider cat.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll go as long as my distance can reach with find familiar, which is any occupied space within 100 feet from me.
So that's not a lot, not
Wait.
enough to.
You can cast a spell through it. Yeah, so I can see through its eyes. Or maybe I can have it report to me, but I can't. I don't know what the distance is.
It's 100. It has to be within 100 feet for you to be able to see through the sense to use the senses.
It just doesn't tell me if it disappears if it goes past 100 feet. That I don't
No,
know.
but it doesn't disappear.
Okay.
But you can't use the senses anymore.
I'll just like order it to scout out the cave.
Okay, are you sending the spider with it or just a cat alone?
The spider. I don't know if you want the cat to go.
Yeah, we should. But I mean, what good does it do? We can't
Isn't
see
it
anything.
Yeah, but isn't it intelligent so it can tell you what is in there?
How intelligent is a cat?
Communicated.
Yeah, well, they're not really an actual cat. They're like a face spirit or something.
With a stat block of a cat.
Can it tell me? Can it talk to me?
Yeah. Well, it's debatable. It's
So it's a
great.
spirit appearing within range. The statistic, it is celestial, fey or feign. It's not a beast. It acts independently but obeys your command. Can't attack, but can take other actions. Drops to blah 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 blah.
From
You can see
a thread
here.
in Reddit, there are some opinions that say that it depends on the familiar's intelligence. If it has an animal level intelligence, it can communicate what it sees.
Well, I could speak with it, but it's not an animal, so it's a spirit, right? So I can't use speak with animals. Won't do any good.
Maybe I can ask the simple questions. Like if there was 1,000 undead in there, hop 3 times.
No, I said that.
That sort of thing.
I mean, when it is closed, you can communicate it with it telepathically. So until then, you can give it an order. You can send them to scout, but you're not in contact with them until they get back. I'm assuming.
Let's
Okay.
try it.
Yeah, let's
Only
see how
one.
long it lives.
3 ways to find out.
Okay.
That's right.
Know it, ask someone, or try it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I think I need to restart Discord. It's frozen for me.
Oh.
So I'll
Okay.
be right back. I hope it doesn't mess up your overlay too much, Ido.
Sure. All our vast audience will. Then they'll
Cry out.
Yeah, exactly. All the crowd. Oh my God! Did you hear that their stream had issues? It's oh my God.
Let's do a fate trick and all disappear. When he comes back, it's only him. Okay, so I will do the cat thing.
Stealth checks?
Yeah, please do.
My spider. Oh, what is my
See
cat?
what's happening,
My spider
and it's
stealth.
not frozen anymore.
Good.
1 second.
Stealth.
Oh, it's +4. So this is a 15 on stealth on the spider.
Okay.
Wow. Fun.
So I'm assuming you put the spider on the cat, right? Otherwise, in spider time, it will take them days to kind of get to the other hill.
Yes. It's a whole Mission Impossible
Yeah.
montage.
So, and after 10 feet, you kind of lose contact with it, and then yeah, it's their adventure now, basically. But you're saying you want them to scout ahead and kind of figure out what's going on with the mine, and be back. Okay.
Yeah, just as far as they can go. Anything interesting to report?
Okay. Okay.
Any
So
big bad guys?
while you wait for them to return, your time. We can fast forward, of course, but if you want this to be a
So we play the animals. Sneaky, sneaky, sneaky. Oh, a mouse.
Oh, a mouse. Yeah.
Oh
no.
Mm.
No, they're having their own adventure now. But if you guys want to kind of use this time, let me know.
I just make sure to keep the camp as hidden as possible. Probably no fire. Like we don't want to be seen by whatever horrible master is in that cave.
Yes.
So what is our plan here exactly? We came here trying to find out the other sending stone.
Yes.
I believe the plan here is to. I don't. If I get this correctly, these people are still alive.
Yes.
So the objective here, I believe, is to help these people get the sending stone and maybe punish the one who brought this to these people and go back for the cards.
We kind of came in here out of curiosity to see what the sending stone was about, and hopefully for an undead. Yeah.
Do remember the warning we got that whoever had the other sending stone was the one who created them. I don't know about you guys. I'm just a simple bard. I can't fight like mighty wizards. I can tell stories about people that can fight mighty wizards, but I can't fight them.
I mean, we're tough, but we can die.
Come on, we're nobodies. We've got lucky so far.
Show some courage, Cedric. Those people need us.
Yeah, of course, if we can help them, that would be good, but...
Maybe we can take one of them with us. And maybe the druids can infect them with a counter plague medicine thing.
Yes, we could take one of them with us, one of those who are connected to the rest of the village and can somehow communicate with each other.
We can find out how long the communication range is. Oh, I know so fancy words.
I can only see things going wrong with this plan.
What could possibly go wrong? He grins.
The name Morvath doesn't ring a bell, right? Or should I roll?
Actually, Kedrick needs to roll for his history. As you kind of say the name, Morvath doesn't ring a bell.
Let me get out the good die then. Oh, that's
Morvath.
That is a 16, so with a +1, so 17.
So the name Morvath actually brings back a memory of a fellow bard. So the only reason you remember him is because of his nickname, Grimfiddle. Apparently he was this poet and composer that tried really hard to kind of, get in the ranks of, nearby colleges, etc. And he was always shied away because his plays and poets and, the books that he kind of wrote were too grim and dark and obsessed with all kinds of things. And he kind of, got expelled from, college to college and eventually landed in yours. But then he was... he disappeared even from that place, so never heard of him any sins, but the name kind of brought you this memory.
Yeah, I'll mention that.
Come on. He's a guy with depression. Why be afraid of him?
Maybe because he found a way to bring hurt to others, infecting all the world around him.
Let's go cure them then.
Okay, yeah, I'm sure you're the great big hero with the shining magical sword. You probably got the sword out of like some lake, and some lady came out of the lake and touched your sword and say, "Here, go save the world." There's stories like that. I'm sure that's you.
The answer made up that story.
So, staying here is not a viable option. Let's decide, maybe by vote. What do we do? We have two possible plans now. One is Mal's plan to abduct one of these people and try to heal them with a druid.
Yeah, or we could make a compromise and not abduct them, but just snatch them away for a moment, and you heal them, and then we see what happens. And if it goes wrong, we just run away.
Kidnap.
No, not kidnap.
Invite.
Liberate.
Yeah, forcibly liberate them.
The paladin is about to.
So are we doing this USA way? We go and try to heal them, or
yes?
Yeah, heal, not kill.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, sorry, I said my gun for wrong. It's kill, not heal.
Exactly.
Sorry.
Lay on hands. In the meantime, while we wait for the familiars, we should have some of this wine. I think, right?
Oh, I still have a donut.
Exactly. I would like to pull out a bottle of wine and with my elvish hands sneak in that truth poison in there.
Ooh, nice. So if you're, you can make a sleight of hand check, but with advantage because no one is really paying attention.
18.
Yeah, you want to share some of my donut? I can put it in 4 pieces. The one I still have the one with the orange sprinkles.
That's fine. Wine is enough for me.
I'll have a piece.
Here, there you go. Are you sure that you don't want any?
I'll have an extra glass of wine instead.
Okay, great. Then I'll take 2 pieces.
I want the piece.
Yeah, here, one for you, one for you, one for me, and another one for me. Oh, how nice.
Yeah, I'll take Inhal's share of the wine instead, since he doesn't drink wine.
Of course, and I don't think young Fae girls drink wine either. But it's not, you're not of age, right? If I understand correctly.
Well, time is weird in the Fae.
Well, I hand a glass to Cedric, and just
delicious. Yeah, I'm sure I can't taste anything unusual in this wine.
It's like slightly dripping off from the one side of my neck as I drink.
Oops.
Is there like a save on this truth poison?
I don't know. I have no idea what is this truth.
Check. Truth serum. Serum. It is I think it's probably a Constitution check. Yeah, DC 11 Constitution saving throw.
Oh, that's not that hard then.
Come on.
Wait, but don't tell him the result. Tell me, like in private.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's good.
Okay. So Cedric, the other night you were talking about that you knew that you had some dealing with cults as well.
Yeah. How potent is this truth serum? Is it like would it like make me like drugged or something, or just unable to
The
stay alive?
poison creature can't knowingly speak a lie, as if
Oh, yeah.
under the effect of Zone of Truth spell.
Oh, okay.
Whoa. Okay.
Knowingly. So you just like are just very open.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I grew up in a cult.
Oh, what kind of cult?
What kind of cult?
Fake cult?
Well, no. Well, a love cult, I thought,
Oh,
and I
nice.
pull out the symbol. I forgot the name of the goddess of love right now.
Saloon, I think, maybe.
Love Viator?
No.
Let me pull out my notes so I can remember my background. Soon.
Soon.
S-U-N-E.
Soon.
Yeah.
Oh, soon.
Oh,
Yeah.
how
And
lovely.
you have seen me wear the symbol before, like
Yeah,
openly.
but so am I old enough to hear this? What they did in this cult?
Well, I don't know. You say you're old enough to drink wine. How old are you? It did involve murder.
I what?
It involved
It-
murders, like
Oh,
sacrifice.
okay.
Really?
I think.
Yeah,
What
it's not really
sacrifice?
murder if it's sacrifice. It's a religious
Uh,
thing then.
I'm guessing it was unwilling sacrifice.
I didn't see it. I don't know. I only heard about it.
Unwilling for the victim, you mean?
Exactly.
Okay.
Did you partake in these blood rituals?
But no, of course not. I didn't know about them.
Maybe they loved each other to death.
How did you got out of this?
Let me remind me to tell you the story about like birds and bees at some point, like how that works.
But
It's not really possible to love each other to death. For us mortal, at least.
One of my aunts did it all the time with her husbands.
never mind this, Cedric. I heard a rumor.
Cedric is horrified. He's not laughing. He's like, "Oh, that sounds lovely." Has some wine.
It's
Some
just
some meta.
typical.
Before you ask, I will testify in a court some days from now, and whatever I hear now, I have to tell it if I get asked about it. So
I'm just telling fairy tales.
keep that in mind and ask him.
Okay, Cedric. I heard about these cultists. They seduce people. Seducing seems like the dominion of soon. So did you ever have to seduce people?
Yeah,
Part of the cult?
I was one of those that invited people into the group that I thought was lovely at the time.
And did you invite them to die?
But no, I didn't know about that.
You didn't know, but
No.
you told me.
Well,
Oh, is
I
that why you
know
left?
now, but I didn't know before I left.
I'm guessing that would have angered some people.
Well, yeah, but I ran away, changed my name and everything. It's fine. Nobody knows. I don't even know where my mother is or my sister. It's fine.
How
I'm surely alive.
How did you manage to get out of this fruity?
Well, it was just a free little village we were living in. It's not like we weren't allowed to go and leave at any point. Well, there was some supervision, but I was allowed to go whenever I wanted. But it was when the adventures came that's when I left. They told me.
Adventures, why were they there?
To kill the leader.
Did they manage to do this?
Hopefully. I don't know. It's a long time ago. I didn't go back to check.
It seems like it wasn't too long ago, because a little bird told me that somebody is looking for you.
Well, it was like some years ago. And I haven't written down like how long ago it was exactly, so maybe like 4 or 5 years ago.
So putting the pieces together, this wine that's now empty now, I smashed the bottle.
Right. Not anymore. Hey, give me another glass.
Okay,
This
here.
wine is great.
Yes, of course. But it's gone now. Things are adding up together. I think I saw some posting in the sort of the board of an inn somewhere that they were looking for somebody like you in your description, seducing. This order was by some noble in, I can't remember if it was Waterdeep or Baldur's Gate out of game.
Baldur's Gate, I believe.
Yeah, I know from Baldur's Gate. I think it's looking for somebody of your description, seducing his daughter.
Well, I have seduced a lot of daughters.
Oh, yes, of course.
Good thing I have no parents.
A couple of mothers also, but mostly daughters. Well, the mothers would be daughters also of their mother, so, well, they're all mothers and daughters.
Unless they're Fae, apparently.
Yeah, let's not talk about Fae. I'll have a nightmare about
so
that.
you seriously just never knew about this stuff, huh? You were just innocent.
I wasn't like part of like the inner thing. Like we did some things that maybe now when I look back at it look a bit weird, but I didn't know anything about killings or anything. If I'd known that, I would never have gone along with it.
Well, well, great.
So you were in just for the love?
Well, yeah, that's what I knew at the time. Still, that's what I'm best at right now.
Not interested?
Well, you don't know what you're missing out on.
I think it's time I read a fairy story out of the book.
The effects were out
that save.
Enhal goes to Cedric's back and hugs him and tells him, "Thank you for opening up to us."
Yes, thank you.
Oh, well, yeah, not sure why I did that. I guess it has been troubling me lately with the other cult we've been dealing with and everything. It must be that.
As you kind of finish the wine and Angel goes back to his seat, the cat with the spider kind of zoom in to your consciences, and soon after they kind of click 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 into the camp. While connecting with them, you both get a sense that most of the villagers, at least the ones that they kind of passed by, are indeed in a situation very similar to the old lady, if not worse. So some of them are already basically undead. And when the transformation is complete, what happens is that weird scales cover the victim's body in spots. So not the whole body, but kind of in spots. And beneath that, there are veins of green, black energy that kind of cause their bodies to move. The cat, with its sense, marks those as sort of predators. So the cat was trying its best to avoid them. However, most of the villages are still not in this condition. With regards to the mine, they report that kind of the entrance is recently cleared out of brambles and loose stones. So the mine was operable. This is something that you kind of deduce, but was then maybe abandoned or not put into good use, but recently kind of cleared out. And there are a lot of tools and how do you call it, like crates and tools for digging and mining spread around. According to what the cat kind of describes, you believe that those tools are very good for iron mining. And there are sounds inside as if the place is in use. There are two sort of sounds. One of them is grinding and the breaking of stones and shuffling of stones and wagons on rails that are being moved around. So maybe the iron mine is operable again. But then there are also kind of sounds that are more like scraping against walls and maybe some sort of shouts of pain or shouts of I don't know, sort of, you know, madman's mumble or something like that. But those are not like rare and subdued. So most of the sound and the noise is that of people working in the mine.
Well,
And
I mean,
is there an estimate on the number of people in the village?
You believe that it's less than 100.
So you take 25, you take 25, you take 25, and I take 25. Good. I'm sure we can deal with that.
The spider reports that, at least according to the fact that the first entrance is very clear and seems like it is being used quite a lot. The spider reports that it believes it saw some sort of maybe another route inside the maybe a route to the inside of the mine. So basically, if you look at the hill and the entrance to the mine, as the cat and the spider on top of it were kind of going in, the spider believes that he saw cobwebs kind of, you know, get puffed and huffed, you know, move around some sort of a bush. And it believes that maybe there is either a chimney or another entrance to the mine at that point.
Would we have any idea of like locating that entrance or chimney from the outside?
Yeah, it can point the way.
Right. And would that be easier to get to? Or is that still like in the middle on top of the hill?
It's on top of the hill, but not in the middle. So, but you still need to kind of approach it with care. So probably nighttime would be a good time to do that.
Yeah. Yeah, I was just about to suggest that, yeah, maybe we wait until nighttime.
Certainly we
Yeah.
can't find 100 people or undead
no.
without back.
If we aggro them, we have to run away. What spells should I take?
So we set up camp without fire, of course.
Yeah,
So are we taking a long rest?
you can.
I mean, I'm rested. I'm ready to go.
I mean, for the spell selection.
You can, definitely.
If you can find something that can hide us, sure.
have sleep, that like tiny cone of cold, phantasmal force, invisibility, hold person, and then my typical first levels.
Yeah, just give me 2 more levels, and then I can learn spells from other classes, and then I can do something that can help us sneak. Do the pass without trace. Just 2 more levels. Let me go take care of these villagers like one at a time to level up. Like just pull 1 or 2 out at a time and kill them, and then 1 or 2. Well, yeah, I'm sure that's how it works.
You can seduce them.
Oh, right, yeah. How much XP do I get for seducing the old lady?
Well, Cedric, do you have something to help with a disadvantage on stealth?
No.
Nice.
We can
Well, I
make it
have some
invisible.
extra set of clothes you could use instead of your armor.
No. So,
Shall we? How badly are you at stealthing? Do you have like a -1 or disadvantage roll?
well, I've got +0 at disadvantage, so
And disadvantage.
and disadvantage, yes.
Hmm.
And
But
nothing.
I'm sure Ida will be kind to us and use the D&D's group stealth roll, where just half of us have to succeed. So it doesn't matter if someone rolls like a 1 or anything.
Yeah, first, you need to attempt it, and then we'll see.
Yes.
I also have detect magic. Oh, 10 minutes.
So
we have to
we'll
see if there's any detection things.
Okay, so night.
I can check that with the detect magic if you want. If we need to do it quick, I mean.
Night comes in, and two things happen. One, nearly, I would say most of the villagers continue to work kind of endlessly until someone comes out of the mine. Hard to recognize from this distance, but the figure is wearing brown robes or a cloak. Let's call it this way. But other than that, it's moving with the swagger of an experienced fighter. There is also some sort of you're not sure if it's a sword or something else kind of dangling from its hip. And then it brings up its hand, and all the villagers, as they were looking at you, they are looking at this figure. So all heads kind of turn, and then this figure is either saying or moving its hand, and then the villagers kind of go down from their tasks and go to their homes. Most of them, two are being sent into the mine with this figure. And then they kind of light the torches in the entrance, go in, and then the village is silent. There is one, sorry, two, or let's call it this way, one patrol being set. So it's two villagers, two of them with torches and whatever, it's might be a pick or some sort of a shovel or something like that, and then they kind of patrol the area around the mine. But other than that, the place is now silent.
Okay, so he needs to see them to command them. Yeah, just command them with their mind. That's good to know. From far
Well,
away.
he didn't seem to be infected by whatever it is.
Not from where you...
Just by how you described how he moved.
Exactly.
I assume he isn't, at least.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But yeah, we need to find that person.
Mm-hmm.
He's in the mines.
All right. Thanks,
Mel. I had no idea.
I'm gonna cast invisibility on you and Hal. to give you
Thank you.
a stealth boost.
So disadvantage gets cancelled from the advantage, and right?
Maybe you should stuff like grass in between the metal plates in your armor so they don't like rub together or something.
If someone is trying to spot you with its sight, the invisibility will do exactly that, like cancel your disadvantage. But if they will be spotting you, like just hearing you approach or something like that, it's still there. So definitely it helps. Let's call it this way.
Okay.
Situationally.
Yeah.
All right. We have 10 minutes, so I would do it like if we're just going.
Okay. So you all kind of grab your stuff, fold the camp, and make way to the hill, basically. The place is, as I said, abandoned. It's not very difficult to kind of get by that patrol. They are very easy to spot with their torches. Where do you want to approach, the entrance, or do you want to try and search for that other entrance the spider mentioned?
Secret entrance.
Okay, so I need you to make a survival check. The spider can kind of get you around to avoid a disadvantage, so it kind of point you roughly to the place, but you need to kind of locate it.
Like all of us, or just
No, just one.
one?
Do you want to take that in, Hal? Because I got a 3.
Well, we already have 2 rolls. One is bad, one is good.
It must be over there.
So I'll say that it simply takes a little bit more time than expected. But no one seems to notice you at this point. And you do find what appears to be a bush and bramble covered tunnel opening. So if you kind of move the bushes away, you can definitely see stairs sloping into the hill. While kind of looking at that, you get a feeling that someone engineered this recently, namely the passage was there to begin with, but someone recently covered it with the bushes and the brambles, and the spider web that kind of engulfs it, it's new. This is how the spider kind of located it, but you believe that this is something recently put together.
All right.
Can we spot any traps?
Make an investigation check.
Yeah,
Just one of you.
All right, I'll roll it.
This might be a trap.
22.
He got a 22.
You don't spot any traps. You do spot something that looks like acid burns on the steps that lead into the deep of the hill.
You go first.
How big is this?
It's just for one person, and you need to hunch in order to get it.
Right. So it's not like a small dragon-sized or anything.
No.
Like black dragon-sized, maybe.
No.
I'll send in my cat.
Okay.
Whiskers.
Yeah, Whiskers. The cat kind of clicks its way inside, with you remaining in telepathic connection. And after 30 feet or so, it basically says that it's in a small chamber. There is a passageway just in front of it that leads to a long corridor. The place is pitch black, and it reports smelling like acidic smell, like something is either was poured on the floor, or someone carrying some vials or something like that of acid like passed by, or any other reason. But this is kind of the scent that fills its nostrils.
And can it go in further?
It can, but it will leave your
The range is 100 feet.
Yeah.
Okay, so I send it to. Is it at the edge already, or I send it to the edge of the range?
Okay. So which way do you want it to go? There is a right turn that leads to the sounds of people, working with stones or mining, and to the left, it's more quiet there, but it seems like the acidic drops leads there.
Yes, there.
Okay. So it kind of pings you as the corridor continues, and then there is what appears to be a narrow passage that branch away from the main cavern. The place that the cat is currently at, there is a wagon, a lot of shovels and picks, and crates full of ore that needs to be hauled, and another passage that break off from that place. The acidic smell comes from there, and this is like the edge of its range.
Okay.
One
Any-
question: is there light down there, or
No.
is it dark?
Dark.
I look over in hall. Like,
Why do I always have to be the weak member of the party?
Oh, you're the strong guy.
you're the strongest and best of us in hall.
I gotta find a spell that shrinks you and puts you in my pocket so I can take you out in combat and just throw you
Nice.
into combat.
So I'll send the cat the other way and see if there's anything else to see there.
So the other way, the cat kind of starts going, and then it hears a footstep. Something is nearing.
Okay, it hides.
Make a stealth check.
Stealth.
It's still dark though.
Yes.
In the place the cat goes. So our enemy has dark vision.
13.
Okay. 3 skeletal-like figures move through the space in which the cat is sitting. Like it kind of crouches and tries to avoid their boots. They seem to be zombies, basically, with those veins and scaly patches, but something is off. Like the scales are a little bit like they're peeling, and the flesh is rotten, and they don't seem like it doesn't label them as predators as it did a couple of the people above. They are carrying shovels and picks, and they pass it, and then they start loading the ore on the wagon and start railing it back from where they came. So all this takes a lot of time, but I'm just kind of condensing it.
Okay, so any idea what kind of ore? Just local rocks with, I don't know, diamonds?
No, you don't think so. It seems like an iron mine.
Okay.
Do you as the Mel, if you can hear us now?
No.
I take you.
No senses.
Should we wait?
Yeah, she sends the cat the other way.
Back to the... Okay, so it stands there waiting for you, still at the edge.
Okay, so no, I mean the where the... Oh, that we had both ways now.
Yes. So
Okay. Then yes, I misunderstood. Okay, so I tell it to come back and snap out of it and tell what I.
Did it sound like there were anybody else near these skeletal creatures? Did you hear any other sounds near that? It might be an opportunity to go down there, rush them, and kill them, and see what it is they're working on, and if there's something special, and get some kills for the swords if they're isolated.
Yes, of course.
3 of them.
Yeah,
One,
and
two,
4 of
three.
us, so you 3 guys can handle it.
Yeah, you 3 guys can handle it.
All right. You don't want to handle it with us? Okay.
Yes, of course.
We just said guys and Mal is a girl. So
Yeah. That's what
Guys as non-gendered guys.
Oh.
Okay. Sneaky to the right instead of the acid
Okay.
to get the 3 skellies.
Okay. So who's going down? Goliath.
All of us.
Oh, all of you. Okay. Awesome.
Yes.
Okay. So make stealth checks, all of you.
Yes, but it is dark here.
It is.
So I can
Grab
create
onto
some
my
light
belt.
Sure.
for us if we want.
Maybe in the start of combat?
well,
They might, yeah, but
actually,
these might, if they're just mindless undeads, then they're just doing the task they're told, and they won't care about any light anyway.
well,
hopefully.
Let's start without the light. I can use my divine senses to see, even in the dark, the presence of undead. And let's hope not one of you is undead.
Nah, come on.
I'll guide you. Like put your hand on my shoulder, and I'll guide you.
So
Okay.
the invisibility spell has ended, right? So I roll with disadvantage.
No, it's
10 minutes.
well, it's an hour. Concentration. Invisibility.
Okay.
Yes.
Make stealth checks, please. As you kind of go
6.
down, try to be as quiet as possible.
10.
Yeah, you guys be as quiet as possible. No, shot.
Oh, maybe an 8.
I also rolled poorly, so only a 12.
Okay. In this case, I would say that as you go down, Angel is on holding your shoulder. Mal is kind of dancing around, and Eliath being completely kind of oblivious to what's going on. You turn to the right, and then what appears to be is another host of those 3 skeletal laborers basically come in, and then you simply collide. Or let's say that the first of you is kind of and then stops, and then Angel is hand kind of slides on top of Cedric and claps Eliath on the head, and then Eliath turns and what's going on, and then a whole ruckus which ends in a face-to-face collision with you and with the zombies. So please make initiative rolls.
Great. That this die is not doing well. It started out so good, but now not so much.
Yeah.
12 for Cedric.
And 11 for Elias one.
And 10 for Mal.
Angel?
So before we entered, I opened the divine sense once more. So I guess I can sense where they are,
Roughly.
where the undead are, roughly. So I try to stand up and.
What's your initiative roll?
20.
Oh, thank you. No.
This is when he smites the wrong person.
And yeah, Angel, you messed it up. We were all having like 12, 11, 10,
yeah,
and then
exactly.
20. Like, what are you doing?
Exactly. That's...
Come on, we had a pattern going.
Okay, so you kind of
go to the well, fetch water, come back.
So you are kind of, you're not complete blind. Like some moonlight kind of comes in, and flickers of light from your friend's armor and your armor, and maybe the zombies' shovels or whatnot. So, but you definitely sense 3 in front of you and 3 behind you. The 3 behind you are still working, trying to excavate the ore, but the 3 in front of you are just heading, and you just physically collided with them. So it's a blend of you, your friends. The corridor is not that kind of wide. It's enough for 2, maybe 3 people to stand shoulder to shoulder. That's that.
So I get no aggression from these undeads.
What do you mean, no aggression?
I mean, we just collided and we are both down now because we stumble upon each other.
Yeah,
It's not
but as soon as they kind of hit something, they kind of get interrupted. So you definitely sense some violence coming up. So they will try to kind of deal with the intruders. Let's call it this way.
Okay, so I tried to hit the one nearest to me with not a great success. I misclicked before and I got already my roll. It's a natural one.
Okay, a natural one in the dark might be dangerous. I would say that Enhal, Mal, and Cedric needs to do a dexterity save just to make sure that you're not being beheaded by the paladin as the
14.
You meant me as well, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Why is it
I
not
got
working?
a 9.
Okay.
It's not working.
It's not working because you were beheaded. No, I'm joking.
Yeah, well,
Man, my rolls are terrible today.
I other than like the first roll today, I have rolled under 10 every time.
let
Pretty
me
much,
roll
except
it
for the
on
save.
a.
Of course, I made the
roll it
save.
up.
Okay.
Oh,
Truth
okay.
poison.
And
Yeah.
Hal,
That was all smooth, right?
anything other that you want to do besides this?
As I use my sword, I shout, duck.
Quack.
What? Quack?
Okay, I have a 17.
Okay, so you all quack and avoid the sword, luckily. Anything else, Enhal, on your turn?
No, there's not anything I can do without seeing. So.
Okay. Cedric.
I guess you want light, Enhal?
Yes.
Okay, well, that's pretty much all I'll be doing then. And I will just quickly like sing a magical word, and four orbs of light appear like around us.
Okay.
They all give like torch light, or like 10, 20 feet from each of them, something like that.
As you do that, you can see the faces of the three kind of zombies in front of you. So two of them are male. They are wearing tattered clothes. One of them seems to be as if his chest was kind of sawed, opened, and some of its inner parts were removed. The other one seems to have like a nasty cut across the belly, and most of what's in there is kind of dangling. And the third is a woman who seems to be nicely dressed, but something with her neck is totally off. Like it's her head is kind of rests on her shoulder. They are all armed with shovels. Anything else, Cedric?
No. I'll move behind Enhal so he doesn't hit me again.
Okay.
Or attempt to hit me again.
Eliath.
Eliath begins humming a little song and doing a little dance as he takes out his two short swords, and he's going to attack with both of them on one of these, on one in each skeleton.
Okay, the two males.
Yes. Short sword 1. It is a 17.
Yes, hits.
Hits for 3 piercing. And then the second one, for 6 piercing.
Mm-hmm.
And then the second one is a crit.
Nice.
And
Nice.
Is it going to roll a crit for me? Oh, yeah, it did. It's a total of 8 piercing for the second one.
Okay, amazing. So you kind of chop at their dead meat, and you can see slabs of what appears to be scaly skin and flesh that kind of gets tossed from their bodies. Anything else?
No. I'm just chopping away.
Mel.
Chop, chop.
Yes. I will hex the one that was just attacked. And I will hex it for strength, I guess. For wisdom. I will hex it for wisdom. And then I will shoot a firebolt at it. And it hits armor class 22.
Nice.
And it does 6 fire damage plus, hang on, 1d6 plus 3 necrotic.
Nice. So 9 overall?
Yes.
Okay. Necrotic, let's see. Yeah, makes sense. Dun, 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 dun. Just a second. Okay. So, what happens is this: the woman reveals her hands, which basically are 2 clawed appendices that resemble a dragon's feet more than a human feet. And then she jumps to the air and clings on the floor. And then she kind of moves like a spider on the floor, like all 4 appendices kind of at there. And then she rotates her head and falls down. I would say, like, who was the first going in? I'm assuming it wasn't Enhal. Enhal was... so it's either Cedric, Elith, or Mel.
I was in front of... I can't remember.
I could be in front.
Cedric or
fine. Since
Okay.
I was guiding in hell.
Okay.
That's...
Yeah.
So all 3... So that the two male, they try to club you with their shovels, and the woman is trying to grab you and pull you up. So let's do
I did move behind in hell, so I...
Oh, so Enhal is...
And I did move forward to attack with my swords, so I don't know.
Okay, so let's make it Elith then. Elith, 2 shovels aimed at your head. So this is 14 and 19 to hit.
I'm gonna use shield.
Okay, so all like the attacks kind of slide away with sparkling magical
Sparks.
fire. That's kind of, yeah, exactly, fireworks. Then the woman tries to pick you up, basically. So this is a grapple check.
Nice.
So she's trying a strength, and you need either to use acrobatics, dexterity, or strength, depends on what you want to do. Ooh.
I rolled an 8 of acrobatics.
Okay, so you're now basically grappled.
Does he provoke an attack of opportunity once?
It's not in this, as far as I can see, not in this edition. It's just an attack and blah blah blah. If you succeed, blah, blah, blah. There is no opportunity attack as far as I can see. So in this case, she will use the rest of her movement to kind of pull back just 5 feet. She can't do a lot more than that, but basically she kind of hugs you, and then she's pulling you towards the mining area. So you are now basically behind the 2 males that you attacked, and she's still on the ceiling.
I'm terrified. Okay.
Which brings us back to Enhal. Enhal, as you kind of get oriented, you believe that you hear the 3 skeletons at the back kind of start moving into your direction, but you're not sure if they are just doing their job or is it anything else.
Okay. Do I see something to block their passage to this room so we can stay the 7 of us?
That's a good question. Make a quick perception check.
4.
Then no.
Okay, so can I hit something to bring to make a release a Lythron from this grapple?
You can
thing?
attack the woman.
Can I reach here?
You need to push your way through your friends and get her, but definitely, yes, I would say yes.
You're still invisible, by the way.
No, he attacked, so...
No, I attacked.
Oh, that's right. Never mind.
I attacked here. Well, I'll try to push through everything and try to free him if this does not provoke any attacks from anywhere.
I don't think so. It's short movements, and you can definitely try to hit her.
So I try to hit here in order to release Lythron.
Okay, go for it.
It's 23.
Yes.
And it's a 7 on the damage.
Okay. So...
Yeah, you're not gonna smite? Not trying to backseat game, but just remember you have smite.
Yes, I can also do that. Give me a second to see how to smite in this thing. Because it's not in my spells.
It's a spell started use, yeah. And I think it's 2d8 extra radiant damage and 1 extra d8 if it's undead. As far as I remember, at least.
Give me a second to find just where do I smite in this thing. It's my first smite or the second.
Yes. Cool.
Bring out that paladin rage. Destroy these unholy creatures.
Lay to rest the tormented souls.
Okay. So it's 3d8 for an undead. Let me roll them. Yes, then 1. Ugh. Two plus 4 plus 3, 9.
Additional to the 7 that you did before?
Yes, additional.
Okay. So your sword kind of gets brightly lit for a second, and then you cut through the corpse that is still holding Eliath, and then the sword kind of goes back to its regular state, but the creature is still howling and shouting and holding Eliath. So a good hit, but not enough to kill it yet. We're back with Cedric, unless Hal wants to do anything else.
No.
Can I move forward to attack the spider lady at the ceiling also?
Yes, you can try.
Okay. Then I'll try and do that. And I'll just do double stab towards her with a dagger and a rapier, and that is so bad. That's an 8 and an 11.
So both hit.
Oh, good. Zombies. So even another 3 I hit. And dagger. So that's pretty bad damage. Only 7 total.
Okay. 7. So you slice it and cut it, and one of its or two of its hand, like the one hand and one foot, kind of get detached from the ceiling, and you almost thought that you killed it, but then you can see like her shaking herself, and her head turns toward you. She bars her teeth. But she still clings to the ceiling. You were sure that this would have ended her, but surprisingly not. Alive?
Yeah. I know about zombies. As a DM, they can be annoying. Yeah, but yeah, that's all. That's move and bonus action and action and everything from me.
Okay. Eliath?
Do I have my hands to cast spells still? Even though I'm grappled?
So that's a good question. I think so. Let me check. With you being grappled, you can't move, and that's it basically.
Okay. So if she's gonna hold me here, then I'm gonna hold her here as well. So I'm gonna just pop out my hands and cast Rhyme's Binding Ice right on her face and just freeze her face up against the wall.
Nice.
So she hopefully can't move. Which is a 3d8 cold damage. She has to make a Constitution saving throw against 14.
She succeeded.
Ah, shoot. This never gets to work. And then I do probably half the damage. Oh, so I don't think it takes half as much, which is only, I don't know if you roll up or down on the damage, I guess. Down. It's 4.5 damage of cold.
Okay.
To her.
So you kind of freeze her face, and her face kind of I would say disintegrate or get icy cold, and then cracks appears on her skull, and then she simply drops on you. You manage to kind of sidestep, and then her entire corpse is lying on the floor in front of you. Nice.
Oh, cool.
Mel, you still have two male ones standing between you and Hal and Eliath, and then there's a noise coming from the back side of the room.
From behind me?
Yeah, so it seems like the zombies that were sent to kind of fill the crates with the ore are coming back, but you're not sure if they're on autopilot or something else.
Yes. So can I use my, I don't know, movement to check?
Yeah.
Just to turn around and see if they are there or coming at us or something?
I think you can. You can disengage, I'm assuming, and then do that. So sure.
So what do I see?
So you kind of move away from the battle, and what you can see is those three indeed zombies. Two of them are young women, and they are holding each in its hand, like they're holding boulders, not boulders, but large stones, or you don't think that this is how they stockpile it. You believe that they are headed to join the battle. Behind them there is another zombie who is a male who is pushing the wagon slowly. So one is pushing the wagon towards you, and two in front of it are holding two boulders each in its hands.
Okay,
you believe that in next round they'll be joining the fray.
I will try and cast at them ice knife spell. I cast it at the male zombie.
Okay.
And I hit armor class 18.
Hits.
So it takes a 1d10 piercing, and then all of the creatures, if they are close to each other, must make a dexterity saving throw, please.
So the dexterity save throws are a failure.
So they all take... Oh, that's a bad roll. Anyway, they all take 4 damage, and the male, which I hit with the ice shard in the first place, takes another 4 damage.
Okay. So all of you can hear from behind you the shrieks, the magical incantation of Mel, and then some explosion noises behind you, which is amazing.
And I shout at my friends, "We're surrounded!"
Okay. The two females will throw their boulders at you.
Yes.
So that's a 14, not a hit, another 14, and an 11.
With my mage armor, my armor class is, hang on, I think it gives 13, right?
Oh, +5. No, mage
No,
armor.
not
Yeah,
not the
mage
not
armor
the
is
shield.
13.
13. So my AC is 15 with the mage armor up.
Okay,
So
so
there's
you
no hit.
You managed to dance away from all the from the boulders, and then the two ladies do exactly what their friend did. Like they jump up and then they crawl on the floor, passing you. So they are basically running towards your friends. And then the male simply kind of puts down his back and then runs the wagon as fast as possible towards you, making some sort of a rush or some sort of a rush attack. So I would say that you need to make a dexterity check to avoid being hit by the crate.
Dexterity check. Coming right up.
Dexterity save, sorry.
Save. Dexterity save. D20. 19 plus 2. 21.
Okay, so you kind of how you want to describe it? Like somersault above it, the stick to the wall, like what is it?
When he comes running, I duck and then I jump and flutter my arms. I'm a fae! He runs past me.
Okay, Cedric, Eliath, and Enhal, you do hear the sound of the crate, like as someone is pushing it towards you as it's filled with rocks. So that's that, and then the two males in front of Eliath and Enhal will attack. So each one of you is getting a shovel. Eliath, this is a 14, and Enhal, this is a 15.
That's a miss.
Punk, punk. So one of them hits your armor, the other, Enhal, you kind of duck. Eliath, you kind of duck, and they get sparks out of the wall next to you. Okay. We are back to Enhal.
Okay, so can we see the guy who is rushing towards us?
Yes.
And are the males in front of us light enough, heavy enough to stop the wagon if tossed on it?
You believe that it will make it much harder to kind of move, and therefore, yeah, probably.
Okay, so can I try to toss one of the undeads upon the guy?
Yeah, make either a strength or dexterity check, like to grab
Athletics.
it, and then you can simply shove it. Oh, you know what? You don't have to. You don't have to. It's just an attack action. Instead of making an attack, you make a strength check. Yeah, just make a strength check.
Okay. So strength or athletics?
Strength athletics, right?
Okay. 12.
So you kind of go at it, but instead of being able to shove it, you just lock into this strength contest. This guy is strong. Stronger than you anticipated.
And as a bonus, nothing. Just that, and I end my turn.
Okay. Cedric.
Yes. These zombies like standing on the minecart tracks, the rails.
Who? The males?
The zombies, are they on the tracks?
Yeah.
So he will probably hit them when he approaches.
And, like, everyone will be entitled to a dexterity save.
Is it possible to move to the side and like stab one of the zombies?
No, the corridor is not. Oh, you can do that, but it won't. Like, you still need to get that dexterity save. The corridor is not wide enough for enough people to stand side by side in the cart to move.
Okay. Yeah, I can't stop him. I'll just try and stab one of these. I'll do just one stab, and then I'll say, "Come on, Inhal, you're the great big hero here. Save us!" and give him parting inspiration.
Okay.
And my stab is like a 23 to hit, so
Yes.
that's it. Yeah. For 6 points of damage.
Okay. More slabs of meat. The zombie falls to one knee, but then gets up again. Kind of arrange himself and still there, well, ready to fight.
Come on, just die. Like, just die, drop down, stop this card. I need something.
Goliath? This wagon is approaching.
So, that's right. And I'm I'm under a corpse, I guess.
Yes.
So I want to shove off this corpse and get out of the way of the cart.
Okay.
In fact, if I can push the corpse underneath the wheels of the cart and move out of the way, that would be great.
So you kind of push it from on top of you, and it's still lying on the rails. So yes, that's there. If you want to kind of derail the wagon, that might be awesome, or might be terribly bad. Like, depends on how things land. So you can attempt that if you want. I will say that you need to have a very good, like, you need to roll for strength and then make a good roll to kind of aim it at the right direction.
I'm not trying to derail, just trying to slow it down. Just trying to like
put make a strength check.
Leave the corpse on the rail.
Okay.
All right. Strength +0. Let's go +0. 14.
You kind of throw it, and it kind of, falls on the rail, not very far from you. And then you just are ready for the wagon to hit, which is amazing. Mal, your dexterity saves coming up after Mal's turn.
I'm mute. So I witness all this behind everybody, right?
Mm-hmm.
I shot a firebolt at one of the zombies before. The one that I hexed, that is still up and running?
Yes, all the zombies except of the girl that Elyth and Cedric killed. So 2 males are still up and running in front of you. 2 girls on the ceiling and 1 male pushing the wagon. This is kind of where we are right now.
Oh man.
Okay, so I will, since I put the hex spell on one of them, I will attack this one again with another firebolt. And then where's my character? It's reloading. I'm sorry. Firebolt. It hits armor class 22.
Hits.
And it does. Oh wow! Maximum fire damage 10.
Nice.
And hang on, a d6 necrotic coming up. 6. Wow. Okay,
Amazing.
so 10 fire and 6 necrotic.
Okay, so
It
that's
was not a critical hit.
so that
No,
zombie
it
is
was
kind of
just...
becomes a human torch, and while it takes a few steps towards you, it just kind of crumbles, and its burning parts are just littering the entire area. And at this point, I will say that on the zombies' turn, the wagon kind of rolls over everyone. So everyone who is still with 2 feet on the ground needs to make a dexterity check. That includes 2 zombies. Dexterity is not their thing.
6 for me. For
Okay.
Elias
24.
Lord. It's gonna hurt in the morning.
24 for Cedric.
Yeah.
6 for Elias. Mal?
Give me a sec to.
Wait, I already jumped clear of the wagon.
No. Oh, right. You're
No,
behind. Yeah, you're correct. Correct. You're behind the.
I cannot get it to roll for some reason here.
It's because your
Let-
armor. No dexterity checks for a full plate paladin.
Well, I have a modifier of 0, so I just roll a d20. Natural 1.
Incredible.
Okay, so
Eat cart.
this means that Eliath and Enhel and the 2 zombies.
Oof.
7 plus 6, so 13 points of bludgeoning damage as the crate kind of just hits you. And Cedric, this is a 6 for you.
That leave a bruise.
Hey,
Yeah.
so that's
My hip's broken.
Hips, bro.
Just like
Yeah.
I'm just destroyed.
does he like just trample past us and keep moving, or does it stop here?
No,
this massive pile.
it moves into the mining area, and the 2 zombies that were in his way are also obliterated. As the cart kind of passes on, the 2 female one drop from the ceiling and advance towards you with shovels. So everyone who kind of fell, which is basically Eliath and Enhal, they rush to you and try to strike you with their shovel.
Since I had a decent save with 24,
Yeah.
would it be possible for me to jump onto the
Yes.
mining cart?
Yes, I would say yes.
Good.
So you're on it. Enhal, this is with advantage because you are just prone. Ooh. Not really. It's a 16. I'm not sure if it even hits you with your armor. No. So you just lie there flat and then on your face, and you don't feel it because of all the armor. Goliath, this is a that's a 20, but a dirty one.
30-20. I'm gonna shield that.
Okay, so as you kind of lay, you can see the shovel coming, and then no, please don't. It is blocked. Okay, so these were the bad guys. And Hal, you're on your back. What do you want to do?
Okay, so we have 2 females in front of us, wanting to hit us, and Cedric is on the cart on his way.
Cedric has left the building. Is way down there in the mining area.
He's going down to the last level of the dungeon immediately.
Exactly.
It can't be that far yet. Come on.
So
Straight to the boss.
things have gotten rough enough. I turn to my holy symbol and I look those filthy creatures in the eyes and try to turn them with channel divinity.
Oh, nice. How does that work? A long time.
They have to succeed DC 13 wisdom saving throw.
Ooh.
Or be turned. Or take damage and lose.
So both of them kind of advanced with their shovels, and then they are like, and then they step back.
Okay. And I don't know. It's an action to help Lythron up. If it is, I cannot do it.
Yeah, sure. No, it's fine. You kind of get up on your feet and you help Eliathlon up, which is amazing. So this was in hell. Cedric, so as you kind of ride the cart, you go into this larger area, which is like an active iron mine. So you can definitely see chambers with burning furnaces, and zombies are walking there making swords and armor and shields. Very crude one, but they are doing that. There are rails leading with zombies pushing crates of ore and, you know, being put into the furnaces. There are places in which like you can see one chamber, it's off to the far, and from where you sit, it's all kind of, you know, happening very fast. You can see what appears to be an alchemical lab, all kinds of vials and bottles and things bubbling. And there are also a couple of other branches from this place through which you hear sometimes shouts of pain. But all this is kind of really nothing compared to the things that's kind of with a huge foot blocks the wagon in its trail, and you can.
Oh, I couldn't get a chance to stop it before this?
No, everything like you just went into the room, and then you kind of grabbed all this, and then something huge blocked the crate as it entered the chamber. Second. Why? What was on your mind? Just for me to kind of.
Well, my plan was to stop this zombie before I got the cart this far.
How far? Like at the entrance of the room?
Like as soon as I was able to do something, like.
Okay, so go for it. Go for it.
I didn't think it would move the cart that fast and that far.
It's sloping, but sure. What do you want to do? Try to kind of.
I just want to whisper a little thing to it, like just a magical whisper. It's Dissonant Whispers.
Okay.
Is the spell, and it has to do a Wisdom save. DC 14.
Failed.
Yeah, then it takes some psychic damage. 11 points of psychic damage.
Ooh, 11 points.
Yeah.
Are almost, but not enough to explode his head. Like you did 8 points of damage to it. Not you actually, Mel, with her ice knife. So...
but that's actually good, because now it instantly has to use its reaction to run away from me.
Ah, amazing! So it kind of let's go of the cart. Which
it doesn't have to let go. It can run away with still holding onto the wagon if that's its order.
No, I would say that getting away from you, it doesn't mean pulling the wagon that still holds you, unless you jump out or something like that.
Well, it's moving away from me. It's a stupid zombie. It can't know that it's following me. That I'm following along with you.
Yeah. No, it just kind of lets go of the wagon and turns and starts to head back. However, as you, I would say that my description still holds. As you kind of deal with the zombie, then the cart suddenly gets to a brutal halt, as if something just stopped it dead in its tracks. Ooh, he's gone or what? Maybe. Okay, so you won't hear his death scene. No, I'm joking.
Oh no.
It's just him?
It's everybody. Everybody's like
Oh.
Morton.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, I could see everybody fine, but now Enhall is gone.
Oh, are we back?
There might be some issues either with my network, which seems quite stable, or with Discord.
Okay. Are we all here? So,
yeah.
Good. So Cedric dealt with the zombie and turned around just in time to see a half-rotten wyvern with all the nice, veins of green, black necrotic thing going on. On top of it, there is an armored rider, and now that you can see her, you recognize the brown cloak, and what's dangling on her hip was actually a mace, and she's holding the Wyvern, and the hood comes out, and you can see a white-haired young woman with the symbol of Merkel on her forehead, so the triangle kind of burning with necrotic energy, and she rides the Wyvern and stops the wagon, and as she looks at you, Cedric, she smiles, and actually pretty smile. I mean, she's quite handsome actually, and says, "Where is that paladin of yours? I think we are here for an introduction." And then she pulls out the mace. And this is where we stop.
Why did someone not stop me when I jumped on the wagon? Come on. I'm clearly like buried under all the ore in the wagon, so she can't see me. Clearly. Yes.
Clearly. It goes without saying. Sure.
Yes.
Awesome. Okay. So next time we'll see how you'll pull yourself out of this one. It should be amazing.
I'll just roll to seduce. It'll be fine.
What you do best.
Yes. Yes. The Wyvern. Seduce the Wyvern, of course, not her. She's like clearly a crazy cultist. The Wyvern.
Yeah, that one.
Yes.
Awesome. So next week I'm off. So we'll need to either reconvene at the next Sunday. So please fill the Excel sheet with your availability for the next couple of weeks, and we'll find a spot, and it should be amazing.
Great. Yeah. Thanks a lot.
I appreciate it. It was good. So have a good week. A lot of fun and peace, and hopefully see you not in a long time.
Yes. Thank you. Same to you,
guys. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.